Good morning, good morning, good morning, all. Happy Wednesday, and welcome back to the Gentleman of Crypto, episode 47. 47. I'm King, and of course, fellow host Bitcoin Zay is flown around here on the East Coast, making his way back to California here toward the end of the week next week. But until then, we've been tag teaming on the videos, of course, and this is where we bridge crypto and community. Crypto Q, what's going on? First on it. There we go. Tonio, what's going on? How you all doing this morning? Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. So yeah, another great day, crypto people. As always, we tell people, they really start going crazy and worrying. What's going on, Aaron? To just hold and back away, just hold and take a step back. And T-Word, what's going on? The P-Man, what's going on? But yeah, people, Bitcoin's back up to almost $7,200. $7,180 something right now as I look at it. No big surprise there, of course. At this time, a lot of our viewers have been through a couple of these cycles with us, as far as back from when the whole Chinese FUD happened and Jamie Dimon a couple months ago. So you've seen the way it just dips, 20, 30%, and then it comes back stronger. People, it has to consolidate, has to correct. That's just natural, can't go forever. But I mean, the times that it's taken now literally took about 3 or 4 days for us to get right back up to that $7,200 mark. So we're in great shape. We honestly want to float around 6,500 to 7,000. A little bit, we could actually go a little bit lower than that, 6,000 to 6,500, and still be in really good shape here for the next 3 to 5 weeks. So expect it to kind of have that slow growth. I don't see it just rocketing out the sky, at least not until early December, when CME decides they're going to release those futures. And speaking of which, well, first let me go ahead and give the free Bitcoin out to my last video. I know we said we got the Bitcoin Zays. We are caught up on giving out the free Bitcoin with everybody except Rainy Days yesterday, so you're the last person. So if we did owe you anything, you still haven't got it, make sure you send us a message after the video, but I'm pretty sure we got everybody. But the free Bitcoin yesterday, or for my last video, goes to Malcolm Mason Rodriguez, which was yesterday actually. I asked what was the best decentralized exchange to start using. I want to start, really making an effort to use those. He gave me 3. Did some details as far as what they offer. He said BitShares, which of course I've heard about. No BitShares. Ether Delta. That's going to go on to a point later on today. Ether Delta is, it's because of low liquidity right now. I do know that's one that people pump stuff on. And then Waves as well. So I know Waves has some stuff coming out with the DEX and everything. So good stuff. Appreciate that, Malcolm. Make sure we send you that free Bitcoin. As always, people, we appreciate all the comments. We look into them, and we go do our own little due diligence as well. You say you have a green wallet. Can you use an address twice? Because I did not get it. I haven't used the green wallets like that. But in general, I like using different addresses. I don't really like using the same address too many times, but you should be able to. But I'll do some research on it. So big news this morning, going on with exchanges. OKCoin, Chinese exchange OKCoin. Went down after they accidentally priced Bitcoin at $15,000, they're saying. Interesting thing, while it's, clearly, over double the price, technically Bitcoin was just trading in Zimbabwe last week at like $12,000 plus. So I'm sure it was a mistake on their end. They shut the exchange down. But these oversights happen. A lot of people remember the Ethereum flash crash. I believe that happened this summer. Actually, when Ethereum, the price dropped all the way down to something crazy, like, $15 or 15 cents or something. And the exchange decided to honor it, actually, because one person actually did have a buy order that low. People, you can set up the orders. You never know what's going to happen, clearly. But yeah, he had a buy order up, and Ethereum flash crashed. It dropped all the way to the bottom. He bought it, at a fraction of what it was worth before it shot right back up to wherever it was at the time, like, a couple $100 or whatever. So that's why it's important to set these limits and just have the far-fetched ones in there as well. But even more importantly, we're talking about decentralized exchanges. While it's definitely, while it's not good that, Bitcoin hit 15K on their exchange, or, it might have been a mistake. Just the fact that they can shut down the exchange with everybody's money on there is what worries me, That's the biggest thing to it. Like, they can literally at any moment shut down the entire exchange where you have all your money at, where you trade at. And there's nothing you can do but wait and hope they come back online. Luckily, this is a bigger one. People know it. They seem to be doing decent business, but people, you can always lose your money to the exchange. So like I said, I'm gonna do that homework on these decentralized ones and figure out the best one we need to migrate to. Yeah, 15 cent. That's right. It was Coinbase, and they covered his shorts, and dude became an instant millionaire. Crypto Q, I appreciate it. I didn't want to. I figured it was about 15 cent. I didn't want to misspeak though, but you all read it in the comments there. I remember when that happened because you know what? That's when I realized I was like, you know what? I don't have low enough buy orders on just out the blue. Like I started setting up some low buy orders because you never know. It's the same with the sell orders. I got a couple. I mentioned it yesterday, like Litecoin and BTC. I only own like in USD fiat worth like maybe $100 or something, a couple $100. But I have like the sell orders up just in case it ever flashes again because it just had like 50% another day. So randomly these things will get pumped and flash as I discussed yesterday. In addition to the pumps, it looks like, I'm not sure if it was on CoinDesk or Cointelegraph, but an article came out that said, buyer beware, cryptocurrency pump and dump schemes coordinated in Telegram. People, I've been telling you about this for months now. Like literally, I've been, and when I consult with people, some of the new traders who come on, I tell them, it's one of the first things I ask them, what type of groups are you in? They usually say the Reddit thing, or maybe they hop on the forum and stuff, but I'm just like, you're not even Telegram groups and you're trying to trade, like you're going to get wrecked out here because, I mean, hey, I haven't been saying exactly where it was at, but it's out there in the news now. But yes, Telegram has a ton of pump and dump groups. Some are private, some are public. Some you pay for, some are just like all schemes. But the point is, you said Telegram is raw and even kick pump on Telegram brutal. And that's my point. Oh man, so quality low today on the video? I'm not sure what's going on. Here, hold on one moment. Taking out the Wi-Fi. Okay, I took it out the Wi-Fi. You guys know how I do it? No, I took it out the Wi-Fi. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Okay, was it yours? It's all right. Well, I took it out the Wi-Fi anyway, just in case. Hopefully, they don't interrupt the download of it. Yeah. So anyway, with the pump and dump groups, people, especially if you're trading, I know we got some full-time traders that watch and everything. I don't participate in them, but I monitor almost all of them. And the reason why is because, and don't get me wrong, it's like you say it was okay. Okay. I know some people have tried some of the stuff, but the thing with the pump and dump groups is, first of all, a lot of them are pre-pump people. They pump them, 2 to 3 weeks before, sometimes 4 or 5 days before. Like I said, I was telling people, they own a lot of Twitter followers for some of their groups, and then some are just straight scams. So even if you think you're in it early, you're already late to it, or even if you're on time. I mean, it's just a scam thing to get into. You say, oh man, my connection is jacking up now, but oh well. But yeah, so be careful with the pump and dump groups, people. Telegram, for those who don't know, it's an encrypted messaging app basically that came out of Russia. So it has other use cases too. It has a use case where you can just chat and text with people, and Telegram has stood by their privacy standards, saying they're not going to let any government come in and take any of the information that it has on its customers, consumers. Plus, you can make an account with no information at all or very little information. So there's literally no way to track who's doing it or who's on it. But, like I said, the pump and dump groups are real. I look at like 30, 35 different groups, and I'm telling you, people, they're what influences the market almost every day. So be careful out there trading because that is real. What else is going on? Oh, great news for Bitcoin. So I put Bitcoin on mainstream. The reason why is because the CEO of the Man Group, which is a major UK-based hedge fund, basically, is reportedly eyeing an entry into the crypto space, and he says pending derivatives launched by CME Group. And to CME Group. So this is like an article according to Reuters. They're saying CEO Luke Ellis indicated that if CME proceeds with its plans to list a Bitcoin's future contract, then that hedge fund will also come out with something. They said, right now they have $100 billion assets under management. $100 billion, people. $100 billion under management. Again, yesterday I talked about all we need is 10% of these funds. They don't need to allocate their entire fund. Allocate 10%. We're talking about one fund allocating $10 billion to crypto if they go at that 10%. And right now a lot of them feel late. They might go as aggressive as 25 to 30%, which is $35 billion, people. I told you these numbers yesterday. But the important thing about this that you should take away is two things. Is first, you're starting to see the competition. institutionally. They're like, well, if this, CME Group's going to do it, then we're going to do it. We have enough money to play. And then the second thing, people, some people are about to start buying the news. The fact that they're announcing that if CME Group releases anything in mid-December, early December, they might release something too. That means they already have something ready. They've had it ready. It's been in the plans. They've been creating it. They're just now releasing in the news to prep people as far as what they're going to do. But they're talking about now that they might release something because think about it. There's no way a $100 billion organization can get their books in order and figure out how much money they have to allocate this thing in less than a month. Okay, that's not the way it works. It takes time, people, even if you're working around the clock. So they've been working on this. They have a game plan going forward. They're probably going to launch something regardless of what CME Group does. However, this is all about that buy the rumor, sell the news. By the time they, officially, even right now, but by the time they officially announce, we are going to move forward with this thing, and that price skyrocketed is people selling already. So be on the lookout for that. The bigger news is whether there will be war in the Middle East. If there is a war, the U.S. dollar will drop and crypto will skyrocket. It's a lot of stuff right now that's going to cause a lot of fiat currencies to drop. So we'll see what happens. Once again, so for that, some more mainstream institutional money that may pour into is well, not even institutional, but just mainstream adoption is that Square Cash's app. I saw the article on that this morning that says the Square Cash app has quietly been given the option to buy or sell Bitcoin within some user accounts, and that was according to a Forbes article. But a spokesperson for Square said it's exploring the option due to interest from customers, and the feature may have been provided to a small number of Cash App users. People, we said it once, we'll say it again. If it has value, a merchant will figure out how to accept it. You don't have to worry about all this stuff becoming illegal and all that. Regardless, whether it's legal, taxed, untaxed, if people accept it as value, it is valuable. You said the price of Bitcoin in Zimbabwe has rocketed, not just there, a few places. But that's important. That's important because now we have merchants going out on their own. It's kind of like how Facebook, even Facebook still does it, or Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, they all do it, where they'll test a new feature on just like a certain select few of their clients or customers and test the market. And that's what Square, the Cash App, is doing as well. They're about to test the market. They're like, all right, no one with money wants to be on the sideline right now, people. We said $13,500 in Zimbabwe. See, so that while I'm sure it's an oversight on the website for OKCoin, the prices are there in some parts of the world. But yeah, there's no company that wants to be viable in the next 3 to 5 years plus not going to figure out a way to insert themselves into Bitcoin and blockchain, people. So like I said, just ask the merchants. Ask the merchants. You said still too low. I think the price is too low as well. Honestly, Bitcoin Zay said on his Twitter something, I think he said something along the lines of he's not, his final price for Bitcoin is like, or not final, but his interim price is like $1 million of Bitcoin. Mine is pretty high up there too, because with all the reports, I just saw some more reports today, with all the reports coming out, they're not accounting for underbanked and non-bank people. They're accounting for the normal people who already use banks. They are not accounting for the over 4 billion people who are underbanked, which is what Bitcoin kind of initially was for. So you talking about 1% of that, like the international population is 7.2, 7.3 billion people. I'm telling you, these estimates are still super low. I personally added 0 to almost every estimate I see because I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. Exactly, they just keep accumulating for the huge rise. But with that huge rise, people, with the huge rise, we're talking about institutional and mainstream adoption. This is an important story I saw, and I'll tell you why right after. Insurance giant Prudential has teamed up with Singapore telco startup to launch a blockchain-based digital trade platform for small and medium-sized enterprises. The new platform is called Fast Track. SMEs will be able to find business partners and distributors, make payments, and track goods, as well as buy insurance. People, this is what we said was going to happen in regards to the mainstream. They're going to box it up and introduce it. This is basically the insurance company's private blockchain. It's centralized. and they're wrapping it up in a nice box and telling people and telling businesses, hey, you can just use ours to do this trading and this with businesses and all that. Except they control all of it when we already have Bitcoin. We already have something that you can do all that on. And now even with Ethereum, while these are new technologies, or Neo, you have platforms where you can build these apps on, like they said, as well as to buy insurance that can still remain relatively decentralized. Whereas now you have companies already coming in saying, nope, we're going to have this whole thing set up for you. You can use our system and get it done. But, we said this is on the way, but it's just the fact that it's actually out now and it's being promoted. There will be more to come. There will be more Apple-backed blockchains, Google-backed blockchains, and all that type of stuff. So be on the lookout for it. But I don't know. The market decides, right? And then let's see. The last big one I saw today, of course, is going back to that parity Ethereum hack, which Bitcoin Zay spoke about a few days ago. That's where basically $160 million are frozen because of a problem in their software or whatever. But they finally released a blog. You said, decentralized blockchains. Exactly, it's nothing but a bird. But the hack, which is a $160 million hack, Bitcoin Zay went in detail about it and talked about it. But the team finally released their findings on the blog, and they said that, the accidental deletion of the code library, which supports the Parity's multi-signature wallet, was due to an oversight in the wallet code. The blog post stated that the risks were identified on GitHub. GitHub is basically an open source platform where a lot of coders and developers go. I've been around to download some software, but I'm not even going to act like I know anything else about it. I just download some software from following ABC instructions, but way out of my bailiwick. Bitcoin Zay is a little bit better with all that stuff, or actually a lot better. So I defer that to him. But the risk was identified back on GitHub back in August, and it was misinterpreted by the Parity team, and no action was taken to further secure the wallets. So I don't know how I feel about that. Without knowing doing the due diligence to their company, risks are identified all the time. You talk about where those coins burn, destroy, Ethereum value rose in days after. No, right now they're saying nothing's happening with the coins. They're still just locked in place. They're trying to figure out if they're going to create a hard fork to allow them to get it back, similar to the DAO or not. Because if they do, it kind of shows that it's definitely centralized, that you can just, based on business, make a decision to give people their money back. So it is one of those things where it's like, hey, it sucks, but the money's gone. It's also one of those things where the team, like, where do they stand liable at? Technically there's no laws against it. I'm not saying we should have laws against it or regulations, but I'm just in general, even for the community. Like, how do you, they said they saw a risk, it was identified, but they didn't follow up with it. Again, I do understand, risk management, and we don't know. This could have been one of the only risks, or this could have been one of millions of risks. That was the lowest percentage of it happening, and they just kind of glossed over. We don't know. And I haven't read the whole blog article, but the point, is now there. What do we do with these frozen funds? So make sure you keep an eye out. You said 1 Ether, 2 Ether Classic, Ether 0. So for those who don't understand some of the running jokes, it's already Ethereum Classic, which has risen in price. I remember Ethereum Classic was like, I think it was $1 at the beginning of this year, less than $1 last year. Now it's like $17 or something. So it slowly rises, but Ethereum Classic is what Ethereum people believe is what it should be, and is what it's still actually the real one is, without the centralized part of it. But the point is, it's already been forked, that major fork of Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, and now they're talking about doing another fork, and these are ones that they're actually, they're planning because of people's money. So I don't know, it remains to be seen, but the running joke now is that it would be many Ethereum names, just like there are now many Bitcoin names. So we shall see. Whenever there's money involved, people, the whole game changes. All right, let's see. That's about it for today. So a lot of exciting stuff in Bitcoin news. Let me check that price. We got started at 71.81, since everybody always likes to look at the price. Oh, 71.74. We're losing money, people. The house is burning. Go crazy. You said what happens to the tokens when Ethereum forks? Well, in this current situation, they're saying they're going to fork it to give people access to those tokens so they get their money back. That's the way I'm understanding it. But we'll see if they actually do it. You said, oh, no. All right, that's all I have for today. Not gonna do the free Bitcoin day, and not at least to let us catch up with the last couple of days we owe people and get back on track. And then we will do another one tomorrow. We might do like 2 in one day or something. So we'll make up for it. But other than that, people, hope you have a great day. Happy Wednesday. Happy trading. I'm in trading mode. I have been in straight trading mode. So get down there, do your research, and of course, good luck. Take care.